Hi everyone. All right, this is the third in a series of videos about how to do an online class where you would then sell it to people. And in this part, I'm going to be talking about pricing because it's the one thing that really trips people up. Now, I will say right up front, do not price things the way that I price them, because I deliberately price things on the low side because I know that my audience is beginners of e-commerce. They're trying to get traffic. I have sympathy. And I started this as a side business, like teaching classes as a side business to my product-based business, which was my main income. So I decided, well, I'll just help people out by keeping the prices really low. I sell courses for a low price, so don't price things the way that I do. The first thing that you need to understand is that the more you have in your class, the more valuable it's going to be and the more people will be willing to pay. So if you have something that's a written tutorial and that's all it is, and they buy that and you never interact with them, then that's going to be a lower price, obviously, than something where it's a 50 module video course with handouts and you have a community and you have live videos where you do one-on-one coaching. It's going to cost a lot more for something like that than it is for something that's just a one-part thing. So the first thing I would suggest is that you do different types of content in the class. So if you have videos, which I think everybody these days expects videos, more or less, if you have videos, you can charge a little bit more than if it's just written. If you have both, you can charge a little bit more than if it's just one or the other. So try to put different types of content in, and that also helps people who prefer to read things than to watch the videos and have to take the time to do that. But basically, the more robust your course is, the more you can charge for it. Okay, I would say that if you are just starting out, you have no audience whatsoever, and you have to get people in to trust you. First of all, that's what the first two videos of this series were about, because you need to have an audience before you can sell something. What a lot of people will do is they'll run Facebook ads to get people to their mailing list, and they will offer something at a very low price. So you could design a lead magnet or some mini course or like a handout or something that costs $5. That will cover the cost of the ads that you're running on Facebook once you look at how much it costs to acquire a customer. And you get that person on your email list, and that's the real goal. Okay, because once someone buys something from you that's inexpensive, they kind of identify in their minds that they're your customer. Now, you want to make that thing really good, because you don't want somebody to pay for something and then say, well, this was garbage, because then they're going to unsubscribe from your list. They're never going to buy anything from you again. But if you give them something really good for a low price to get them to your list, that will make them love you. And then you'll be able to sell classes a lot more easily without having to really fight them to validate why. It's like, why are you charging this much? It's like, well, I bought this from them and it was awesome, so now I trust them and I'll buy the higher price class. That's actually kind of how to get people on your email list. But there are a lot of strategies, and they're very intertwined. So we'll talk about both: how to get people to your class and how much to charge for it. All right, when you're deciding what to charge, I would think about, people say $100, people say $47 for a mini class. I think it depends on what you're charging or what you're giving people. Okay, and you need to look around in your niche too. If there are people who are very well known and they are charging very low prices, they're probably assuming that they're going to get a lot of sales at the lower price, and that'll make up for the lack of pricing, right? Because the more you charge, the more you earn. It comes down to that. The more you charge, the more you earn. If you charge a very small amount and you want to earn a lot, that's not going to work. So think of $100 as the break. It's kind of like your baseline, and then start up and down from that. If you're only doing a handout, like it's a printed tutorial, you're not going to be able to charge $100 for that, because people can get that information online. It might not be from you, but they can get it somewhere, and it might not be exactly the same, but they're not going to pay $100 for a 5-page PDF. That's just not going to happen unless you have some real good information in there they can't find anywhere else. But look around to see what's happening in your industry. Look around to see what similar classes are going for. But don't charge as much as you think people will pay, because they will probably pay more than that. And we always underestimate our own material, right? Because we're like, oh, well, I know this already. Why would anyone pay for this? They will, but they have to trust you first. That's the thing. So the pricing is very tricky, but start around 100. Now, one thing that I charge less than that because, like I said, I'm genuinely not, this is not my primary thing. And it was just something that I did to help people out, but I had to cover the cost of the platform and all that kind of stuff. One thing that you might want to do is use the number 7 at the end. Now, this is a little weird, but it kind of goes around in marketing classes. And if you start looking around, you're going to see a lot of classes that end with the number 7, 997, 2097, 47. I had my Pinterest class at 47 now. It was 39. Now the price went up. I moved it to 47 just for fun because why not? But people say that the number 7 tends to sell classes more. I don't know if that's true or not because I don't have any kind of double-blind studies that I've done with my own stuff to test it. But that's one thing that you could try. It's up to you. Okay, but I would say $97 is a very common price for people to pay for what they assume is a class that does not necessarily include a community, that they don't expect you to come in and do live videos, they don't expect you to do coaching, they don't expect you to answer questions. Honestly, $97 is something that is a common price point. Now, this will depend on your industry. I charge, like I said, I charge $47 for my Pinterest class, and I still get people bitching about it. For what is in that class, it is worth a lot more, and I know that. But again, I keep my prices artificially low because I genuinely want to help people, and it's not my primary thing. It's up to you how you want to handle it. You do want to give yourself room for having sales too, right? Because if you have a class at $47 like I do, and then you want to do a sale, you're going to take less profit. I personally never do sales. And the reason for that is that I, as a consumer of classes, get irritated when I pay for something and then they start talking about, oh, it's 50% off for this. It's like, well, why didn't I get that? I don't like sales that come after I've paid a price. So I just made the decision I will charge a lower price, but never go on sale. So I never do sales for my classes. And it's a lot easier for me to not have to promote that. But if you do want to do that, or you want to give people discount coupons, or you want to run an affiliate program where other people sell your class for you and they get a percentage, then you're going to have to charge a little bit more. So I'm thinking 97 is probably a good starting point. You also have to look at, however, how much are people in your industry willing to pay? Don't base it on that. What you can do is start, if it's just I'm talking about a simple class, you're not putting a community together. You're not doing a Facebook group. You're not doing anything like that. People take the class, they do the class, they learn the thing. And that's it. If you're doing that, $97 is probably, a good starting point. If it's an annual thing where people get the class but they don't get updates, the price should be on the lower side, which again would be 97 to, I'm just going to arbitrarily pull a number out of the air, $67, $57, whatever. If it's a one-time thing where they get that class and that's it, then you can charge a little bit less, which I'm saying is 97 is less, okay? If you're offering annual updates or they get, access to this class forever meaning as long as you have it online, then you can charge more for that, okay? And, everything that I'm saying is not what I do. So don't look at me. Don't go and see my pricing because my pricing is way too low for what I offer. And I know that. But again, it's not my primary thing. But if you want to make this something that you actually earn a lot of money on and is a good second income, then you need to charge what it's worth. And I know that this video is very all over the place, but pricing is all over the place. And a lot of people will charge very high prices and then do the crossed out with the red X saying, but you're not going to pay for that. You're only going to pay this. That's all a sales tactic. If you want to do that, then you can because it works. And people think that they're getting this huge value for a lot less. I think we all know that we're not. We're getting it for what we pay for it, but it's something, psychologically, people will think they're getting a good value. I don't like those kinds of things. I don't want to deal with it, so I didn't do that. But if you want to do that, then you are going to have to charge a higher price and then figure out how to justify marking it down all that way. And like I said, it does work. You might sell a few more classes, but you still have to give people what they're expecting. I think for the lower price, people expect less. If you're charging more, then they expect more. But it's very industry specific. So if you're in the SEO industry, people pay a lot for classes for SEO for Google and other search engines. They might not pay that much for a class for a specific, like for Etsy SEO. They might not pay that much for that, but they will pay a lot, and I'm talking like thousands of dollars for classes on different things. It just depends on what the people in that area are used to paying and how your price compares to what they think is normal. And that's just the anchor pricing thing, where people have an idea about what's a normal price, and they use that as the reference to see whether you're too much or not enough. I will try to sum this up. Start with $100. Start with $100 being the target that you're thinking you should charge for your class. But then if everyone in your industry is charging $50, you might want to think about that. You could do 100 with the cross out and say, oh, it's $50 today when it's new. See if you sell anything. That's another way to test. You can charge what you want, and if nobody buys it, maybe come back and try it, promote it with a sale. But it's very industry specific. You need to check this for yourself and use the $100 as a starting point for a basic class. $97 if you want to do the 7. I know there's going to be a lot of questions about this. Feel free to post questions in the comments, because this is a very tricky subject. It's, like I said, it's very industry specific. It depends on how big your email list is that you're going to be marketing it to and how much they trust you. Are they willing to pay $100 for a class from you? I don't know. If it's people that you've never heard of, or they've never heard of you and you don't have them on your email list, it's going to be harder to sell to those people. And that's why I started off this series by saying you need to get people on an email list. And that's just how it goes. All right, so post your questions and I will be glad to answer them. And if I need to do another follow-up, we can, but this is a very tricky subject. Give this video a thumbs up and I will talk to you later.